I think we finished this nung nakita tayo. Dito tayo nag-end. Am I right? Tama ba? So, after S3, S1, S2, yung mga hard sounds, we go to the injection clicks. So, when you talk of injection clicks, or injection sounds, these are the sounds during early systole that corresponds in the timing to the upstroke of the carotid pulse. So, it occurs during systole. So, kung i-graph mo siya, after your S1, there is an additional sound. And usually, it is crescendo, decrescendo type. But it doesn't covers the whole systole. Okay? So usually this is associated with in aorta, aortic and pulmonary valve injection sounds. Most of the time, if you have bicuspid aortic valve, and if you have pulmonary valve stenosis. Okay? Now, sometimes you see this in an isolated dilatation of the aortic root and the main pulmonary artery. Okay? The valves are normal pag ganong situation. So, it's not always an abnormal or pathologic. Yun ang ibig sabihin. Now, it's seen in bicuspid aortic valve. Okay? So, as I've said, it is triangular in shape. Pulmonic stenosis, and so how will you differentiate whether the sound comes from the aortic valve or the pulmonic valve? You can differentiate that based on the location. Saan mo narinig? Alam nyo na kung saan ang pulmonic valve. No? Alam nyo kung saan ang aortic valve. Alam nyo na ba? So, auscultation yan. Okay? Now, non-injection or your clicks, this is oftentimes seen in mitral valve prolapse. Maybe single or multiple, and they introduce a murmur. So the click can be followed by a murmur, a systolic murmur. Okay? So there are a lot of things that you must consider. At wala akong pointer. Hindi ba nakikita? Ano ba maglagay ng pointer dito? So, anyway, when you have a mitral valve prolapse, after your S1, oftentimes it is followed by a click and a murmur. Okay? During standing, the click becomes narrower. Yung S1 interval, S1 click interval becomes narrow, and there is prolongation of your murmur. Okay? Ano yung mga condition that may prolong the murmur and the interval between S1 and the click becomes narrower? Anything that reduces left ventricular volume may produce that, like standing. So these are maneuvers. Any maneuver that may increase the LV cavity, it will delay the click and the murmur becomes narrower. Okay? So, maneuvers, dapat tandaan nyo yun. We'll go with that yung mga last few slides. So tandaan nyo lang, any maneuvers that decreases the volume of the LV cavity na po-prolong yung murmur. Okay? Squatting that increases your afterload will shorten the murmur. So, the click murmur complex will move away from the first heart sound with maneuvers that increases the ventricular preload, such as squatting. Yung squatting kasi, increase ang ano dyan, yung volume mo. Besides the increase in the afterload, there is likewise increase in your preload. Now, let's see this. So with standing, venous return decreases and heart becomes smaller, and prolapses occurs earlier during systole. Okay, so the murmur move closer to S1. Sabihin, nag-prolong yung murmur niya. With squatting, venous return increases, causing an increase in the LV volume, increasing in the left ventricular size chamber. Okay? It shortens your murmur. Okay? Now, diastolic sounds, ano yung mga yan? It may be a high-pitched sound. This is exemplified by your opening snap in cases of mitral stenosis. So, kung ito drawing nyo, you have your S1 during systole. The opening snap occurs during diastole. Okay? Yung LV peeling. It occurs after a very short interval after the second sound. Okay? Ngayon, ano yung significance ng opening snap? With mitral stenosis, in mild mitral stenosis, ang opening snap niya much delayed. Okay? But in severe mitral stenosis, meron kang it occurs much earlier. Okay? Kaya nga merong interval din na sinasabi dito. Once you go to the pathologic diseases, uulitin na naman yan. Okay? Ang pericardial nap, this is another sound which occurs after S2 but it is much later than your opening snap. Okay? So, sa dami ng sound na yan, ewan ko kung matatandaan nyo pa yan. But you must know ano yung mga sounds na yan. Okay? When does it occur? Kailan nyo narinig? Anong timing? Whether it occurs during systole or diastole. So, lahat ng sound na yan, you must be able to determine whether it occurs during systole or diastole. On your, sa level na yan, yun ang tandaan nyo kasi ito yung pinaka-basic. Mananarrow down nyo yung mga differentials nyo. Okay? So, on physical examination kasi hindi ka naman makakakuha agad ng diagnosis. Di ba? You need to correlate all, ano ba yung context, clinical context ng presentation ng pasyente. Okay? So, when you're talking of pericardial nap, this is due to the vibration. Pag sudden gas kasi na during diastole, LV filling, at a certain point, biglang tigil ang LV filling mo because of the constriction. Hindi maka-expand. ang left ventricle nyo because of the thickened pericardium. Okay? Puproduce ng sound yun. And you call that your pericardial duct. Okay? And most of the time, exaggerated kasi biglaan yung wide descent nyo, yun yung LV feeling. Nakukuha niya. Kaya nga, I'm telling you na importante ito dun sa cardiac cycle. You should know the normal cardiac cycle. Okay? Kasi andun lahat ng timing. Lahat na nangyayari. Yung tumor plaque naman, ito yung sound that is heard if you have a patient with atrial myxoma. Ano? Diastole din yan. So far, may mga question. Marami ito. Maraming sounds na maririnig. Maguguluhan talaga yung isip niya. Okay. So before, sa dami ng pasyente, magkakaroon pa kami ng competition kung anong murmur ang narinig. Okay? So, what are heart murmurs? These are sounds audible, caused by vibrations that are caused by increase in the turbulence ng flow. Okay? And are defined by their timing within the cardiac cycle, whether it is a systolic murmur or a diastolic murmur. You must note of the duration and frequency as well as the configuration, okay? The intensity of the heart murmur. So there are a lot of murmur na tandaan nyo, between S1 and S2, that's systole. After S2 to S1, that's diastole. So normally, you have an S1 and S2. In aortic stenosis, tandaan nyo lang, the murmur occurs during systole. AS, you have an LV outflow tract obstruction. Pag contract ng ventricle, no? Blood is injected across the stenotic aortic valve, and that produces your murmur. Okay? Most of the time, it is a crescendo, decrescendo type of murmur. Mahina siya, palakas, tapos hihina naman. So, it's triangular in shape. For mitral regurgitation, the murmur is holosystolic. Holosystolic, ang murmur niya pare-pareho yung intensity all throughout systole. Okay? Aortic regurgitation, it is a decrescendo type diastolic murmur. Okay? So diastole. Mitral stenosis, it is described as a diastolic rumble. So rumbling murmur siya during diastole. Okay? For patent ductus arteriosus, since there is a difference all throughout the cardiac cycle in terms of the pressure between two chambers, this produces a continuous murmur. Okay? Now, besides the turbulence, paano ka nagkakaroon ng murmur? There is usually a pressure difference between two chambers, significant pressure difference. So, the murmur is dictated by the magnitude, the variability, and the duration, because of the pressure difference all throughout the cardiac cycle. Okay? So, magdidepend yan dun sa pressure, let's say sa mitral valve and the left atrium. So, the pressure difference between the mitral valve, left atrium, and the left ventricle, if you have a pathology in your mitral valve. So how do you grade the murmur? Grade 1 to 6. Okay? Pag narinig nyo kaagad, that's already grade 3. If there is accompanying trill, it becomes grade 4. Okay? Yun ang dalawang tandaan nyo. But if you have difficulty in hearing that murmur, okay, and it is soft, then grade 2. Kung kailangan mo ng tahimik ang buong room, that's grade 1. Okay? Pag hindi mo narinig, punta kayo sa ENT. Okay? So, kung minsan, yung grade 5, grade 6, masyadong malakas na yun, hindi pa nakalapat yung stethoscope nyo, naririnig nyo na. Okay? So, ang tandaan nyo lang dito, most of the time, if there is no trill, pero dinig na dinig nyo, that's already grade 3. If there is a trill, then meron siya. That's grade 4. So, the timing, it's either systole or diastole. Okay? So, during systole, there is restricted flow through a narrow upflow tract or vessel, or high flow through a normal channel. Pag ganito, maririnig nyo yan as a mid-systolic murmur. Yung mga regurgitant lesion, usually they are polysystolic because all throughout the systole there is a pressure difference between the two chambers. Okay? Most of the time, this is the left atrium or atrium and the ventricles. The flow through an intracardiac defect also a holosystolic murmur. So how will you differentiate now if this is BSD or mitral regurgitation? You can differentiate that based on the location as well as dun sa mga maneuvers na gagawin. Ang diastolic murmur naman, there is the pressure difference between between two chambers during diastole, and with significant pressure difference, and there is stenotic valve in the AV valve, mitral stenosis, or regurgitant lesions in cases of the semilunar valves. So the murmur occurs during diastole. Itong mga description ng ganito, these are just nice to know. Ang pinaka-importante dyan is malaman nyo ano yung timing. Okay? Now, once you know the timing, mananarrow down nyo yung differential. Let's say the timing is during systole. During systole, if you have, ano yung sa AV valves, mitral and tricuspid, anong murmur sa AV valves mo, anong lesion sa AV valve mo that produces a murmur during systole? Anong lesion siya? Dalawa lang ang lesion. It's either stenotic, makipot siya, o naglilik siya, regurgitation. So, ang murmur during systole in the AV valve, the lesion is usually regurgitation. Okay? So, paano mati-differentiate? Maririnig mo yun dun sa location. Saan ba ang location ng mitral valve? Where do you hear best a systolic murmur or the murmur of a mitral valve? Saan sa chest? Yan, sa base ba ng heart? Sa gitna ba? O sa may apex? So pag mitral valve yan, usually you hear best sa apex nyo. Okay? Now, pag semilunar valve, ang systolic murmurs are usually stenotic ng lesion. Okay? Aortic stenosis or pulmonic stenosis. Yung mga diastolic murmur naman for AV valves, these are stenotic lesion. Mitral stenosis, tricuspid stenosis. Okay? Tandaan nyo lang ito. Ito lang ang pinaka-importante. More or less, malalaman nyo kung ano yung lesion. Okay? Sa semilunar valve, if you hear diastolic murmur in the semilunar valve, they are regurgitant lesion. Okay? I-interrupt nyo ako kung hindi nyo naiintindihan, ha? I'm trying to make it simple as much as possible. Now, ano naman yung mga mid-systolic murmurs? So, triangular din sila. Saan nyo nakikita? Di ba sabi natin kanina, if you have a mid-systolic murmur, parang ito rin yung mga ejection. Di ba? But the duration covers the whole systole. Yun sa ejection yun, hindi, gitna lang siya. Okay? So, this is seen in aortic stenosis. Okay? It's a crescendo, increasing in intensity. At the mid, bababa na yung intensity niya. So, other causes are pulmonic stenosis. Okay? Hypertrophic obstructive, Hong Kong. Hypertrophic obstructive cardiomyopathy. Okay? Or, in cases wherein you have an increase in the pulmonary blood flow in patient with large ASD, large left to right shunting of blood from left to right. Okay? That's exemplified by your atrial septal defect. Kaya if they ask you, ano yung naririnig yung murmur sa ASD? Wala naman siyang obstruction, wala siyang ano. That is secondary to the increase in the blood volume in the right ventricle that is ejected to your pulmonary artery. So relatively, pag malaki yung volume mo, yung pulmonic valve annulus is relatively stenotic. Kung titignan mo, stenotic ba siya? Kasi because sobrang laki ng blood volume. Nakuha niyo yan? Kung i-inject niya masyadong malaki and you have a normal pulmonic valve annulus, dun sa amount ng blood, magsisiksikan din. So you produce that murmur, increase ang flow. So accelerated blood flow in the absence of a structural heart disease, in cases of mga yung fever, thyrotoxicosis, beriberi, pregnancy, anemia. This is because of the high output failure. Yan. Yung late systolic murmurs, ang sabi natin kanina, yung mitral valve prolapse. So, depende how much volume in your left ventricle, yung duration ng inyong murmur sa mitral valve prolapse. Okay? So, ang holosystolic murmur naman, occurs just after your S1 and before your S2. So, it is holosystolic, pare-pareho yung intensity. Okay? It reflects a continuous and wide pressure gradient across the two chambers between the left ventricle and the left atrium. But remember, depende rin yan kung ang condition ng mitral regurgitation, whether this is acute or chronic. Sa chronic, nakapag-adapt na yung compliant left atrium nyo, nag-dilate na siya. So all throughout the systole, pantay, yung pressure difference is more or less the same. Kaya holosystolic. But in acute MR, it's different. Hindi siya holosystolic. That is why I'm telling you, it is best for you to know what is the timing. Yeah? So, whatever is happening on the right, also very similar sa left. Yung left side nyo, then. But you must remember, how will you differentiate now whether that murmur, besides the location, whether that murmur is coming from the right pulse or on the left pulse? If most of the murmurs on the right side are accentuated during inspiration, and you call that your Carvalho sign, especially sa TR, tricuspid regurgitation. So holosystolic, your differential diagnosis include VSD, mitral regurgitation, chronic mitral regurgitation, as well as your tricuspid regurgitation. Okay? So, gumawa pa na ganito. Mnemonics. Alam? Okay? Now, so the murmur of MR, eto na, pumapasok na ngayon yung mga maneuvers. Mitral regurgitation, the intensity of the murmur increases with maneuvers that increase left ventricular afterload. So increasing the blood pressure, anything sa sustained grip, will increase the intensity of your murmur. Magbigay ka ng mga vasoconstrictors, mag-i-increase ang murmur niya. Okay? So the murmur of VSD naman, kung wala pa siyang pulmonary hypertension ang pasyente, is likewise holosystolic, and usually it is loudest at the mid-left sternal border, where a thrill is usually present. Okay? So parasternal siya. Yung mitral regurgitation usually at the apex. Okay? The countdown.